It's always the beginning that's kind of hard. It's like, oh man, how do I start off? There's so many different ways. And I guess that's the fun part about me doing this is that I could create in so many different ways. Um, so as we begin, we are changing a little bit of this channel. This channel is now called The Greatest Experience. And we have a couple options. I can either completely change or delete everything that I have before, or we can just start again. So I'm pretty sure the last episode that we created was the 12th episode of The Greatest Prelude. But now the prelude is transitioning from to what was to now what is, which is this experience. And now we have an opportunity to either start the greatest experience on episode 1 or the greatest experience on what was previously the 12th episode of the prelude to now going to be the 13th of the experience. But I feel like intuitively we're just going to start on the greatest experience episode 1, which I'm totally fine with. So with that being said, welcome ladies and gentlemen, friends and family to the first episode of The Greatest Experience. The reason why I wanted to change it to The Greatest Experience is it's this, like the life that we're living right now, like what we're doing, what we're capable of doing. It's a phenomenal experience and an opportunity that we have for us to create. There's so much for us to do. There's so much we can do and so much to experience that we don't even know exist. Every single thing that we could ever want to experience is only accessed in this present moment that we currently live in. That future thing that you want to happen will only be experienced in your present moment. So you're present right now, right? You either love this moment or you don't. It is your authentic expression or vista or relationship and perception of how you view your present moment. It can either be a haze or it can be a clear indication of how beautiful life truly is. And the beauty and amazing clarity of the present moment cannot be expressed or defined as words. It's just this existence that is like a picture. So right now, like just view everything that you see just as a picture, just everything from your whole peripheral vision, your whole the body that you could see, the ceiling and everything. It's just here. We just exist. We exist together in this moment and we're just aware of something that's going on and that's here. Everything is just right here. I'm right here. You're right here. These floating little dusts are just floating. They just exist. And it's that existence. It's an opportunity for us to remain present, just be aware of what's going on right now. And that's the beautiful part about the manifestations that we intend to experience in the future. They can only be experienced through the consciousness we have right now. Right now, you're conscious. Right now, I'm conscious. We are conscious. Our consciousness is going to be the same right now as it is in the future. The only thing that's going to change is how we view through the lens that our consciousness is viewing from. My consciousness is viewing through a filter. Your consciousness is viewed through a filter. That filter is your whole life, and same thing as mine. My upbringing, my perception of reality, and yours makes our consciousness authentic, because this is how I view, and this is how you view as well. You chose to view something, or you did not, but you chose to stick with that filter. Some filters you might like and some you don't. There might be a filter that says every single person who has brown skin, a little bit of a stubble, black hair, and a little ponytail and wearing a white shirt, the most beautiful man alive. Which in that case, I'm going to agree with you. But there's some other filters that might say, I don't like a specific color, or I have these preferences, right? It's just a filter. Some you don't even want to acknowledge because you don't like certain things. You really don't like certain things, or you really love certain things. And it's just all a filter preferences. You can change your filter, you can change your consciousness to decide what you prefer and what you don't. At any point in time, you can choose to love or hate the color blue. That's a beautiful thing. It's just the repetitive action of your consciousness repeating a certain thing is dictating how you perceive something. So I'm very fond of blue and I'm very fond of gold. So I think of them often, a lot. So I'm making my relationship with these colors stronger. You can make your relationship with anything strong and very positive just because you choose to see it with your consciousness in a positive light. And that's the wonderful thing about your consciousness. Your consciousness can shift at any moment to experience some particular thing as positive or negative. That's the wonderful thing about you and your creativity, is you get to decide what you want something to be. If I choose to make something my best friend, might as well just make it my number one best friend, you know? If I choose to make something whatever I want it to be, it's going to be what I want it to be. And that's the beautiful part about consciousness. Because your consciousness is the deciding factor of what something is. You decide if something is neutral or if something is positive or negative. That's the wonderful part about your consciousness, is you are this creator. No one else is going to tell you who or what you are. You get to decide what you are. And that's the wonderful part. You decide what you want to be at any moment. You decide if you want to be loving, playful, a little flirtatious, or a little spicy. You can do whatever you want. And that's the fun part about consciousness. It's very fluid and it's very malleable. You can decide at any time to create something different. That's what's beautiful about this experience that we live in. It's like a field of water or a field of consciousness that moves in every single way. Some it's harder to see move because you have to like look at a microscope, but it's still moving. It's still there. it's right there, but you just can't always see it. It's like the bottom of the ocean. You know it's there, but you don't see it yet unless you zoom in all the way or go all the way down, and it's really hard to go all the way down there. But if you see it, it's still the same water, right? Whatever you're viewing, that thing that you're viewing through is made up of a couple simple things: atoms, atoms, protons, neutrons, electrons, and what they're made up of. They're made up of quarks. Quarks, they're just pure energy, vibrating energy. Every single molecule is made up of the same stuff: atoms, protons, neutrons, electrons, and then when they're made up of is quarks. It's all the same vibrating energy. Just like how you move from side to side through your view, field of consciousness, every single molecule, every atom and quark in existence is a conscious living being that is existing right now and viewing something, or is just aware of the space that it is existing in. The air and the space between us is filled up with the same atoms, protons, neutrons, electrons, and quarks. It's still made up of this vibrating energy. The energy that you are viewing your reality from is the same as mine. We view through the same consciousness. We just view from different perspectives of the exact same consciousness. I am right here. You are in your bed laying down. Same exact consciousness, just different perspectives. I'm here. You're there. You're viewing me, and I am just right here. You know what I mean? It's the same thing, and that's what's crazy. We have the same exact consciousness. Your consciousness that's different than mine is just because we're in different places, even though it's the same consciousness. The same thing, but the only thing that's different about ours is what I choose to make my experience like and what you're choosing to make yours like. You can choose to make yours fucking awesome. That's the freedom in it. That's the freedom in you having a choice. And the freedom that I have is also that same exact choice to view things in a loving manner just because I chose to view them like this. And that's the wonderful part about this experience. It's just the choice that you have to choose to feel, to choose to love, to choose to be patient, to choose any single thing that you want in your loving experience. If we have an opportunity to live in this new world that is filled with life, food, other people that we haven't met yet, would you want to make your experience, and this was the first time that you ever lived, the first time ever, would you want to make this experience a positive one or a shitty one? I'm gonna let you choose. But honestly, if I have never known fear in my life and never experienced any shame, doubt, or any negative experience, of course, something deep inside of me is saying this is going to be a positive experience because that's what I intend and that's what I lean towards. That's what you lean towards. That's what we lean towards. Is just a positive outcome. That's how every single thing in the universe works towards. It's a slight positive direction. And this slight little positive direction changes the entire universe into a positive universe because it's already positive to begin with. Just a little bit of negativity here and there, a little bit of spice, a little bit of action and drama. But at the end of the day, we are all going to lay down, sleep the same sleep, wake up, view through the same consciousness. The only thing that's different is our perception. The only thing that's different is what I choose to make it as. Whatever I want it to be is what it's going to be because I'm making it be what I think it is or what I want it to be. Therefore, it is what it is. That's the experience. That's the beautiful part about how we are living. So, in the future, when you have your manifestations, when you have the fast cars, the awesome friends, or the friends that you have now that you've just grown together to love, and all this awesome food, super duper strong, whatever else you want to have, a cool house, freedom, liberty, tons of cash, whatever you want, it's still viewed through the exact same consciousness. The consciousness that you're viewing through right now is the exact same consciousness that you're going to have with all those experiences in the future. But you're all going to experience it. Let's say I already have the great friends. Let's say I already have the money to feel comfortable, right? To feel fucking rich and do whatever the fuck I want. Let's say I have fast cars. Let's say I have a healthy rockin' bod, right? Let's say I can already run fucking miles, which I already can. Let's say I'm a fucking amazing cook or I can speak different languages. Let's say I'm already fucking smart as shit. That freedom. It's just I live that right now. I live for free. I make as much money as I want to. I have the perfect friends that support me and what I want to do. See, and it's just because of my perception. It's my consciousness. I still have the same consciousness. The only thing that changes is my filters. So I chose different lenses, different filters, and I chose some that I felt were beneficial to me. And they are very beneficial to me. And because I chose different filters and different perspectives, it made everything in my immediate reality more loving, more fun, more playful, and now I'm much more conscious. I'm just aware of things. I just observe things. I'm not attached to things anymore. I know that things change. I know that I'm going to change. I know that I have changed and I will continue to change. And that's good because I'm not going to stay the same forever. I'm just going to put on a different lens. But the lens that I'm going to have after this one is just going to be a little bit brighter. So that's the awesome thing about this experience is that it can change at any point in time. Ladies and gentlemen, my beloved friends, my besties. Thank you for tuning in, Get a Frequency, to the first episode of the greatest experience. Thank you again, and I will be looking forward to having another wonderful one-on-one time with you in the future. Thank you very much, and have a lovely rest of your evening. Bye-bye. Ooh.